Okay, so like I was on the beach and this tall hunk comes over to me. He goes like, hi. And I was totally not ready for this type of conversation. So like I said hi and he said hi and he said he was having a party. So like I go to the party and he's there and he says, let's go for a walk. So we go for this really amazing walk and well, we got together and did it. Do you know what I'm talking about? In 1965, Dr. Samuels was doing a medical internship at a hospital in Brooklyn, where she witnessed several women die from botched abortions. In 1968, Jane had an abortion. She was raped during her senior year of college. In 1972, Robin had an abortion. She was 19 years old and an alcoholic. In 1973, the U.S. Supreme Court passed Roe v. Wade. This legalized abortion and gave women a choice. February 21st, at 9:35 p.m., Caroline Eade. This shouldn't even be a fucking debate. I swear, life is just going backwards instead of progressing. Make abortion illegal, and people will still do it. It will just be unsafe, could kill someone, could make it so you can never have a child, and much more traumatic. We need these women to tell their stories. There should be conversation. 60 likes. A crucial study featured in the 2017 Journal of Social Work and Healthcare confirms that abortions are already all but inaccessible to poor Americans. The data paints a stark picture of disparity as young and Black women are most affected. These women and their financial struggles deserve to be front and center in public conversation about abortion. So please listen. Listen to their stories and do not cringe, because it takes a lot of bravery to tell a story that few are willing to hear. So with prose, If It's Not One Thing, It's Your Mother by Julia Sweeney, The Pendulum by Oriana Madul, Drama, Surfer Girl, Whoopi Goldberg, and Trapped by Dawn Porter, as well as excerpts from the Scene video, a program. We cannot go back. My story took place back in 1961. I was overwhelmed with 2 babies in diapers and a job, part-time, so when I became pregnant a 3rd time, I was extremely upset and very, very worried. I decided I would get an abortion. My husband didn't dissuade me. I totally wake up one day and realize my friend hasn't come. Do you know what I'm talking about? My period. So I go over to my friend Amanda's and she gives me a glass of Johnny Walker Red and Comet mixed together and says, drink this and jump up and down 65 times. So I do. And I stand there jumping and I get really sick and I barf all over her mother's Persian rug. February 19th at 11:27 a.m. Joanna Jameson. I remember stories like these so well. When I first went on birth control, it was illegal for unmarried women. Please, don't let us go backwards on this basic woman's right. 1,441 likes. I had a friend named Murray who was a connected type person. I told him I thought I might be pregnant. A few days later, my phone rang. This woman said to meet her in the lobby of the Widner Hotel with $900 in cash. It was a lot of money for the 60s. So we went to this address. There stood this little guy, said to me, pull up your skirt. I did. He felt around, which was very creepy. When he was done, he went over to a phone and picked it up. Hello, I have delivery of snow tires. What day can you pick them up? Go to this corner in Baltimore on Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Let me start by saying that no one ever wants to have an abortion. Even people pro-choice never want anyone to have an abortion. So for the record, I am against abortion. But I am also against the government telling me what I can and can't do, because the pendulum swings both ways. So we go to this corner. I get in this car. There were 2 other women in the back seat, blindfolded. Eventually, we became 5 women, all blindfolded in this car. I was terrified. They gave you a mild anesthetic. I spread my legs, and in 2 seconds, it was over. February 19th, at 12:27 a.m., Tamila Joan. I think it's important to know that these women don't have this procedure done with pride, and it is a difficult thing for them to decide to do. Regardless, abortions will always happen whether they're legal or not. So why take away that choice? 457 likes. In my country, abortion is illegal. I thought that was a good thing, but it started going too far. My sister is now in jail because the government took control over our bodies. It started out as no abortion, then it gradually took on a life of its own. Soon women were jailed not for abortion, but for miscarriage. Do you know, in my country, the woman must prove that the miscarriage was a natural act, an act of God. If she cannot, the woman is placed into jail. My sister fell down the stairs and lost her child. My sister is a good wife, a good mother, and a good woman, but they think she did it on purpose. So I said, forget it, okay, I'm going home because like my mom is totally cool, you know. She says, if you can't talk to anyone else, come talk to me because I'm totally your best friend. So I go home and I go, Mom, and she goes, what? And I go, I'm totally PG. And she goes, oh. And I go, I'm totally pregnant with a child. And she goes, oh. And she runs upstairs to my room and grabs my suitcase and packs up all my stuff. And she brings it downstairs and hands me my suitcase and totally throws me out. There is sobering evidence that any attack on reproductive health care providers will acutely affect marginalized women. And this means we need to pay attention to changes that don't necessarily seem sweeping or dramatic, because these changes that cause hiccup to wealthy or middle-class Americans can potentially deny others their most basic freedoms. We are becoming a country where a woman's constitutional rights are determined by her zip code. Well, that was then, and now I can't even believe we're talking about abortion in politics right now. This is really a sign of our lunacy. The sad truth is, wealthy women will always be able to get an abortion. And relatively speaking, if it becomes illegal, it will only be the poor women who can't, because the wealthy will always have a way. And those poor women are exactly the women who need to have that choice the most. Think of all the abortions performed on really poor women. The circumstances. So, okay, I was just walking down the beach and I happened to pass a Jeffy cleaner, so I went in and I bought these hangers, and I went to the girls' bathroom on the beach, and you have to take the hanger and you have to untwist it and turn it into like one long piece, and then you're supposed to hook it at the end. And then you're supposed to put it up and until you can feel the uterus, and then you're supposed to pull and I don't know, I just really messed it up, you know, I just like really messed it up, and I won't be able to have kids, but you know, I'm not freaked out about it, you know. I'm not freaked out about it because like I'm turning 14 next week. God. There's still so much I really want to do. But I don't know, if you're ever on the beach and you want to walk or you want to talk, I'm always at the seawall. All you have to do is come and look me up. Okay? February 18th at 8:55 p.m. Joanne Ellman. These are all very different situations for each of these women. And while I don't personally think I would ever have abortions, for these women, I do not think we should deny them this right. Women will have abortions whether they're legal or not. Women need to have that choice. 4,561 likes.